Attraction is not built in grand gestures, it's built in moments, small moments, meaningful moments. You see, when a man understands how to connect with a woman emotionally, something powerful happens. She doesn't just notice him, she remembers him. She doesn't just like him, she feels something deeper. And mature women, they are not impressed by noise, ego, or empty charm. They are moved by presence, character, and emotional intelligence. So today I want to talk about 7 touches. Not just physical touches, no, these are emotional touches, the kind that reach a person's heart and stay there. Because the truth is this: the deepest attraction doesn't begin with the hands, it begins with the soul. 1. The touch of genuine attention. In a distracted world, attention has become rare. Most people listen just long enough to speak again. But when a man truly listens, when he looks into her eyes, when he hears not only her words but the emotions behind them, something remarkable happens. She feels seen, and when someone feels seen, they feel valued. A mature woman is deeply drawn to a man who makes her feel like the most important conversation in the room. Attention is a quiet touch, but it speaks loudly to the heart. 2. The touch of respect. Respect is not loud, it is not flashy, but it is felt immediately. A mature woman has lived, learned, and grown. She has stories, victories, scars, wisdom. And when a man respects her mind, her opinions, and her experiences, he touches something powerful inside her. Because respect says, I see your strength. I admire your journey. And admiration is one of the strongest foundations of attraction. 3. The touch of calm confidence. There is something magnetic about a man who is comfortable with himself. He doesn't try to impress everyone. He doesn't compete for attention. He simply stands firm in who he is. Confidence like that is not loud. It's calm. And calm confidence creates emotional safety. When a woman feels safe around a man, her heart naturally opens. Confidence without arrogance. That is a rare and powerful touch. 4. The touch of playful energy. Life is heavy sometimes. Responsibilities, pressures, expectations, they can weigh on anyone. But a man who can bring lightness into a room, who can make her laugh, who can remind her that life can still be joyful, that man becomes unforgettable. Playfulness touches the inner child in every person. And when a woman laughs freely around a man, attraction begins to grow without force, because joy is contagious. 5. The touch of emotional depth. Surface conversations create surface connections, but depth creates meaning. A mature woman is not searching for endless small talk. She appreciates conversations about life, purpose, dreams, fears, lessons. When a man can talk about life with honesty and insight, he reveals something rare: emotional depth. And emotional depth touches a place inside her that many never reach. Because depth says, there is more to me than what you see. 6. The touch of appreciation. One of the most powerful human needs is to feel appreciated, not for perfection, but for effort. When a man notices the little things, her kindness, her intelligence, the way she carries herself, it creates warmth in her heart. Real appreciation is not flattery. Flattery is cheap. Appreciation is specific and sincere, and sincerity touches the soul. 7. The touch of purpose. Finally, there is something incredibly attractive about a man with direction. A man who knows where he is going. Not because life is perfect, but because he has vision. Purpose creates stability. Purpose creates inspiration. And when a woman sees a man who is building something meaningful with his life, she doesn't just see a man, she sees possibility. Purpose touches the deepest level of attraction. Final thought. Let me leave you with this. Attraction is not about tricks, it's not about manipulation. And it certainly isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. Real attraction comes from becoming a better man, a man who listens, a man who respects, a man who grows, a man who brings light into the lives of others. Because when a man develops character, confidence, and emotional awareness, He doesn't need to chase attention, he naturally attracts it. So work on yourself, grow every day, improve your mind, your heart, and your purpose. And when you do, the right people won't just notice you, they will feel something special when they are around you. And that is the kind of attraction that lasts. Deep emotional attraction is rarely created through flashy gestures or rehearsed lines. It is built through emotional intelligence, the ability to understand feelings, respond with empathy, and communicate with sincerity. When a person develops this awareness, their interactions naturally become more meaningful and impactful. Emotional intelligence allows someone to notice the small signals in conversations, the tone behind words, and the emotions that often remain unspoken. This awareness creates a connection that goes beyond surface level interaction. A mature woman, in particular, tends to value emotional awareness far more than superficial charm. She has likely experienced enough in life to recognize the difference between attention that is genuine and attention that is simply performative. When a man listens with patience, respects her thoughts, and responds thoughtfully, he demonstrates a level of emotional maturity that naturally builds trust. Trust then becomes the foundation for deeper attraction. Another important aspect is presence. Emotional intelligence encourages a person to be fully present in the moment rather than distracted or self focused. When someone feels truly heard and understood, it creates a sense of comfort and psychological safety. This kind of environment allows emotional attraction to grow organically because the connection feels authentic rather than forced. Furthermore, emotional intelligence helps a person communicate appreciation, kindness, and understanding in subtle but powerful ways. These small emotional signals, such as acknowledging someone's perspective or showing genuine interest in their experiences, create lasting impressions. Over time, these moments accumulate and strengthen the bond between two people. Ultimately, attraction that grows from emotional intelligence tends to be deeper and more enduring. It is not built on temporary excitement, but on mutual respect, empathy, and meaningful communication. When individuals invest in developing emotional awareness, they not only improve their relationships, but also create connections that are grounded in understanding and authenticity. Meaningful relationships rarely grow from surface level attraction alone. They are built on the foundation of personal growth, self awareness, and a strong sense of character. When an individual focuses on improving themselves mentally, emotionally, and purposefully, they naturally become someone who brings value and stability into the lives of others. Personal growth shapes the way a person communicates, handles challenges, and treats people around them. A mature relationship often requires emotional balance and clarity of purpose. When someone is committed to their own development, they tend to approach relationships with patience and understanding rather than insecurity or dependence. This creates a healthier dynamic because the connection is based on mutual respect instead of constant validation. Growth encourages individuals to become responsible for their own happiness while still sharing meaningful experiences with others. Confidence also emerges from self improvement, not the loud or boastful kind, but a quiet confidence that comes from knowing one's values and direction in life. When a person has goals, discipline, and a vision for the future, it communicates stability and reliability. These qualities are naturally attractive because they signal that the individual is capable of building something meaningful in their life. Another important element of personal growth is authenticity. As people work on themselves, they become more comfortable with who they truly are. This authenticity allows them to communicate honestly, express their thoughts clearly, and build deeper connections without pretending to be someone else. Authenticity fosters trust, which is essential for any long lasting relationship. In many ways, personal growth is not just about improving oneself, but about becoming someone who contributes positively to the lives of others. When individuals focus on character, discipline, and purpose, they create a presence that naturally attracts respect, admiration, and deeper emotional connections. In the end, meaningful attraction and lasting relationships are not created through shortcuts or temporary strategies. They are built through emotional intelligence, genuine respect, and a commitment to personal growth. When someone learns to understand emotions, communicate with sincerity, and remain present in their interactions, they create connections that feel authentic and deeply valued. At the same time, focusing on self improvement shapes a person's character, confidence, and sense of purpose. These qualities naturally influence how they interact with others and how they are perceived in relationships. Rather than seeking validation from external sources, individuals who invest in their own growth bring stability, positivity, and inspiration into the lives of those around them. Ultimately, the strongest connections are formed when emotional awareness meets personal development. When someone strives to grow, listen, and understand others with sincerity, they create relationships built on trust, respect, and mutual appreciation. These are the qualities that transform simple interactions into meaningful bonds and allow attraction to develop in a way that is both genuine and enduring.